a strong, smooth, creamy latte.
Be your own barista at Coles Express. Award-winning Coles Urban coffee culture from just $1. Express yourself at Coles Express.
Suffer from muscle or mild joint pain? Try Kanzia Pain Relief Cream from Zia, an anti-inflammatory cream providing temporary pain relief using natural active ingredients. Experience the Zia difference at zia.com.au.
everyone. Welcome along to our men's game here at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre. It's the Hobart Chargers taking on the Ballarat Miners, round 3 of the Coles Express NBL 1 South season, Anzac round. Of course, we just had the women's game where Hobart got the win there against Ballarat, and now we're in the men's game. Of course, Ron Ricks, Justin Bryan on hand with you here, and JB, this should be a good game here tonight.
Going to be an absolute cracker, Ronnie. I might just swap sides with you. You've got the call. I'll go near the stats.
All right.
So we can have a look at this. And Ronnie, yes, as you mentioned, in for a cracker here. We have some different lineups going up for the Chargers across the weekend. Of course, just seeing some of the players in uniform down there. Jared Bairstow making his debut for the season. Of course, the Jack Jumper himself. He'll be next to Callum Boucher. He'll be next to Jacob Richards, who had a massive second game of the road trip last week. And Sam McDaniel with a massive road trip as well. Geordie Hargrave, of course, him and Jacob, back page of the local Mercury newspaper.
Yes, absolutely.
Today, promoting this game. And, of course, the hottest import in the league, Ronnie, Devon Watson.
Absolutely.
Back-to-back 30 pieces last round, and you can expect him to be pulling up from long range. Meanwhile here, you know, the matchup here against Ballarat, though, and this is the same for both sides. If they're going 2-0 this weekend for Ballarat, you're looking at teams that are potentially going to be in that top 8. If either side goes 0-2, they're staring down the barrel at a 15th, 16th position as well. So going to be a massive game and a massive road trip for both. Of course, the key piece coming in here, Ronnie, Adam Thosby, a really big piece, but of course Nick Pozoglu as well, the former NBL veteran, or does play in the NBL. Hell of an athlete. He's one to watch on the opposition as well.
Absolutely, and we are underway here from the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre. Hobart Controller 2, left of your screen. Bairstow back from injury. Great to see him back in the lineup. It'll be interesting to see what he can do tonight. Watson, who had a good week last week and nearly going to continue on form, but the shot is off, and Ballarat to get it back.
Yeah, massive return here for Jared Bairstow. And of course, with JB on the commentary, it's a pleasure to watch JB on the court. And he's one of these players, Ronnie, though, just as a quick highlight here, a player that can start for you, can make an impact, can play as the star, can be a third option, but quite happy to come off the bench and really coach and mentor the young players.
So ball down low with Rudolph, and then back to Lloyd, who's come from Bendigo, by the way, as well, too. Now Rudolph back in and gets scoring underway for Ballarat.
Yeah, you can hear the Rudy train going on down there. That is a big body, bit of physicality, and again, an undersized Hobart, as we know, Ronnie. Ollie Angerstein going to be out anywhere to probably 3 to 6 weeks with a meniscus disruption there.
Okay, that's the latest update we have for you. Hargraves from 3, yes!
Big basket there, rattles at home, Geordie Hargraves. And he will be really wanting to establish himself here. Of course, back page of the paper, looking to make a statement here at home.
Absolutely. Pozoglu now into Lloyd. Back to Pozoglu we go. Can't get that one to go. Ball hit the support system and the ball went out of bounds.
Of course, a big thank you to everyone tuning in here on the live stream. For those of you here in the building that are potentially watching on replay, a great pre-game presentation on not only of the Anzac Medal in the women's game, but the 2022 Championship banner and trophy to the club.
We might have to cut that up. I'm not sure if we got that on tape.
I believe we did.
Oh, good. Watson from deep. Can't get that one to go.
These won't necessarily be shooter-friendly rims either, as Hargrave goes in a little too strong. They won't be shooter-friendly rims, Ronnie. These ones a bit tougher. Watson will probably take a quarter to adjust.
Absolutely. Ball here with Lloyd. Lloyd working his way through. Like I said, was with Bendigo last season in the Coles Express NBL 1 South season. Now at Ballarat, at his new home. Davison. And again, good two-man action.
Get out of here!
By Hargrave. But then seconds galore by the Miners. They can't first balls. Well, there was 5th and 6th and then a foul on the play, and it looks like it's going to be on Sam McDaniel or Jacob Richards.
As the Rudy train goes in, they're just having a look.
Jared Bairstow.
Yeah, I think that one was on JB there. The Rudy train going hard. And, of course, Ronnie, when you're going to look at who you're playing your 5-4-3-2-1 here, you're probably looking at Bairstow at the 5, Richo at the 4. You probably play Hargrave or McDaniel across the 2-3, and you definitely play the 1 for Watson. So a really unconventional lineup in the sense of having that shoot first point guard running in the plays.
Rudolph made the first free throw. There we go. Crowd making a bit of noise. Good turnout here tonight as well.
Yeah, sensational crowd building. Of course, the left bleacher behind the team bench. Absolutely chock-a-blocks in this one, Ronnie. And, of course, far side of the crowd really turning up as well.
Absolutely. Bairstow here. Now Hargraves. In terms of McDaniel down low, shot clock at 10 here for the Chargers as they need to get to work. McDaniel, and then a foul on the play. That could be on Lloyd or It was on Lloyd.
Was on Lloyd, and of course McDaniel having that star role in game one last week, Ronnie, but again, just speaking to the kind of leader he is, and he spoke about this in the press during the week, taking more of a step back. Your Callum Bouchers, your Jacob Richards, your Devon Watson's leading the way, but Sam getting it done at both ends.
On cue, McDaniel up with the floater, can't get it to go. Richards on the glass, but then Lloyd able to pick it up.
Some of Brisbane in the off-season there.
Yes, he certainly has. Bosby. Now back to Davidson. Now Pozaglu. As this ball getting moved around. Good ball movement here by the Miners as they go to work. The shot goes up and the two there for Rudolph. So good work by the Miners. They're up 3 at the moment. 6 playing 3. And now Richards down low. Richard throws it down for a two-hand. Wham, jam, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Going to be a two-handed wham, bam, jam, thank you, ma'am.
JB has the headset off at the moment, so we've had to cover his line for him. Meanwhile, ball getting moved around. And now ball here with Davison back through to Pozaglu. And now all of a sudden Bosby with it here. Shot clock at 5. Bosby needs to get busy. And the former NBL player knocks it down from downtown. And Ballarat up by 4 at the moment. 9 play 5.
It's that psychological battle, Ronnie. A big dunk is a big dunk, but it's only worth 2.
McDaniel from deep back on. Watson able to get the rebound. And then Watson able to slow this one. Watson from now deep. Can't get that to go. Richards from the clouds gets the O board.
Ooh.
And then bad turnover there by the Chargers.
Ballarat really bringing the pressure here on both ends of the floor.
Davison, Fosby for back-to-back
Ow!
triples. Adam Fosby from downtown.
Massive. Fosby's been a veteran of this league for quite some time, Ronnie. And again, just showing that expertise. They're up by 7 early.
So Watson, here's Richards, fakes, goes middle, and good drive by Richards, but couldn't get the layup to go. And Pozaglu off and running. Has Davison in support there, can't get it to go. And then good save by Hargraves, and now McDaniel here as the changes comes in. Will Ferguson and Cal Boucher will be coming in, and McDaniel knocks it down from that baseline.
Yeah, big basket there by McDaniel. And of course, he's again looking to build upon that season there, Ronnie, really wanting to show out what he's going to bring for the Bullets in 24.
Margin at 5. Foul on the play here as the drive from Pozaglu was aggressive to the basket.
So, of course, Boucher and Ferguson checking in here. Here, McKay, Hobart Chargers. Callum Boucher with, again, probably his best career game to date in the NBL 1 so far. And Anthony Stewart, again, just pleading at Geordie Hargrave there. That's something we will see routinely through the year. But Callum Boucher, again, with his first big NBL 1 game, a few wham, bam, jam, thank you, ma'ams himself on the road. And, of course, Will Ferguson running with the perm mullet, throwing it back to the Van Halen days there.
Absolutely, JB.
Mum and Dad would have been listening to that music back in the day. But Will with 20 minutes and double digits on the road, 18 years old. He's gone from in the fringe to in the rotation. Credit to him.
As Pozaglu knocks down the second, margin out to 6 at the moment. As Watson brings it down, 5.5 to play here. Term number 1 as we come to you from Hobart. A beautiful part of Tasmania. Ferguson from deep, just off on that one. The ball with Lloyd. Lloyd off to Davison. Davison putting it to the floor. Fadeaway J is good.
He's got that old school Mark Price release, Ronnie. Really keeps that low traditional L fire through for the eye.
Good shot there by Jack Davison. Watson now.
Here's an entrance we haven't seen for a couple of years, Ronnie.
Yes, the chairman of the boards coming into the game. Watson from the elbow. Can't get that to go.
They're still feeling out here a bit, and I think for Hobart, this is where you've got to start looking for your second and third options, second and third side of the ball.
Davison pulls up, in and out on that one, and last touch by Rudolph, and substitutions here. So Zach White will return for the first time in a couple of years as he has come back from an Achilles injury. Was it knee?
It was an Achilles injury.
It was Achilles.
And of course, there are a couple of calf concerns there returning from. And the challenge has been put down here, by the way. Davidson slapping the floor. He wants that matchup with Watson.
Absolutely. Ferguson, and then poor work there, and now Davison. And then, nice work.
Good contest there by Will Ferguson.
Ballarat, one of the goaltend referees, didn't see it that way. Down the floor we go. Watson splits for a couple and can't get the layup to go. Now back down the other end we go here. Davison once again involved.
Get out of here!
Rejected by McDaniel. Sammy Mack saying, no way, Jose. And then last touch by White and Boucher. Ballarat to get it back.
And I just think for both sides here, particularly on the defensive end for Hobart, there just needs to be more communication. Substitutions into the game there. Jordan Lingard heading in defensively here, there's a lot of hustle and a lot of grit and energy, but it feels to be a little nervous energy. So a little bit of composure, and of course, the likes of a Zach White and Sam McDaniel are going to bring that. But on the offensive end here for Ballarat as well, they've seen a couple of 2-on-1s, a couple of 3-on-2s, bit of communication, look for the open man, look for the open shot and execute. You've got the lead.
So Davison, step back three is short on that one. White with the rebound, and that's a familiar visual to see. Phoenix Raven looking to check in for the first time tonight. Meanwhile,
get out of here!
Rejected by Pozoglu, and then a foul.
He went up
on
again
the play,
too.
And McDaniel will go to the line for two. Phoenix Raven will check in here.
Unbelievable stuff there. It's the substitution as Phoenix Roby's asking and getting his instructions there. Will Ferguson heads out as Anthony Stewart fairly verbal. Thankfully, the sound is allowing us to talk about this.
Absolutely. I think Stewie looks like he's really punishing the guys on the defensive end. If you make a mistake defensively or don't get to your assignment, it looks like your backside's going to be on the bench.
Absolutely. And I think the big thing as well, because there is such a deep stack of a side here at the moment, positions are rotating through. Yeah. So, there's the potential that next game it's going to be you might not be in that squad as the free throw drops down. And I think that's something Ballarat need to play into, though, as well, is just based on how the rotation's going to be going here, playing to the psychology of the game as well.
Absolutely. Davison with the ball. Now back to Bosby. Bosby working his way through. Now Lingard from deep is back on. Zach White with another rebound, make that number 2 in that category. As Watson again exploring. Nice pass in the Boucher. Boucher for the easy 2.
Yeah, nice basket there. And here for Devon Watson, he's starting to really penetrate, try and draw the defence and getting that facilitation underway as well.
So Chargers back within 4 here. Ballarat have come out with an explosive start to Hobart's home opener as Bosby now looking for his options, goes into Rudolph. Rudolph working his way through. 1-on-1 with Zach White, and Rudolph can't get it to go. Boucher with the rebound. And now McDaniel off and running. Needs numbers in support. He's got White on the on-ball. McDaniel looking to go baseline here as he works 1-on-1. Over Pozoglu, can't get it to go.
Yeah, that's a big body match up there as well with McDaniel and Pozoglu, two giants.
And now ball getting moved around. Bosby with it here as we go back to Rudolph. And then good hands by Zach White. Now Bosby back to Rudolph for a 3. Yes!
Jeez, it's raining there for the Miners. They are... Don't worry about the pick and shovel. They are a kilometre underground and they are striking gold every time right now. They're controlling this game. 2.5 remaining in the first.
Up by 7 here. Chargers looking to respond on this play as Watson, now Boucher, puts him to the floor. Now Boucher finishes the paint nicely. Nice work by Callum Boucher. And a little low signal as well too.
Yeah, and that's just something Callum will want to be careful of too, because these fellas will not be afraid to go back and give what they get.
And a quick foul on the play here. That's going to be assessed on Phoenix Road.
Yeah, just hands there. Coach Stewart just pointing that one out.
Substitution looking to come in. Zach Dunmore.
And it is a substitution, yes.
And for Adam Bosby. Zach Dunmore has been around the playing group for a little while now. Caused a few changes in this Ballarat lineup as well too. A different lineup to last year's team. Of course, Will Hines probably the biggest out of them all playing college. Meanwhile, Pozoglu with the 2 there.
Yeah, nice play there from Pozoglu, and it's key that, a bloke from the NBL isn't necessarily your lead option at the moment.
So Watson here as this music blares out here at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre. Watson, throwback pass, White, now Boucher. Boucher 1-on-1 with Dunmore, goes up. Good play, but again, good defensive play by Rudolph as well too. So Dunmore now slowing this one down. Now Davison, who they
are not afraid to put that ball up either. You can feel that they're pushing Hobart to defend from deep.
Ow! Nick Pozoglu, come on down from downtown.
He was in the crib room when he shot that one, Ronnie.
That was a huge 3, and all of a sudden they're up 10 here with 1:20 to play. McDaniel, 1-on-1 here with Pozoglu. Fake, up, foul, 2 shots.
Yeah, easy work there from Sam, and he knew he sort of had the defender where he wanted him. Defence was fairly wary, but 2-shot foul there. McDaniel wanting to go in, pushing into the game here. Amos Brooks.
Big unit.
Yes.
Yep.
And again, there's no real general giants amongst these two sides. Of course, Riley Dunn, the number 2 there, Ronnie. I don't think he's with us in this game tonight. No. 208 centimetres. He's the one to watch out in the list we've got here for Ballarat at some stage during the season.
Absolutely.
A minute 13 remaining,
Yep.
23-13. And here for Hobart, this is where they've got to try and earn their rewards as far as constantly getting there, getting to the line. They're not having the shot and the jumper at the moment. But for Ballarat, they've now got to be wary of that. And you can really sense in their transition, because of that collapse there on the offense of Hobart, that one missed by McDaniel. It's getting out in the easy, and getting out on that big transition and getting easy baskets.
So McDaniel here for his second free throw. And gets that one to go. 1 or 2 at the line. Margin back to 9 points here.
So this will be key for Ballarat now. They need to finish strong. Look for a 2-on-1 possession here. Blow this one out again beyond the double-digit mark.
So Pozoglu in turn to Dunmore. Dunmore gets that on ball from Brooks. And now stuck here in the corner. He needs to get rid of it. Oh, beautiful pass into Lingard.
Yeah.
Pretty play.
Playground stuff there on the facilitation. Good find under the rim. This one back out to 11 here for the Miners, and they'll easy.
And turnover there, JB.
Over to our game night extraordinaire, John Howard.
Yes. Jacob Richards coming in. Sam McDaniel's going to have the breather.
He's just going to take a bit of a spell here. And we will see how this lineup plays out. Ballarat looking to capitalise.
Davison here with the ball carrying duties as we are under 40 seconds to go here from Hobart. By the NBL1 website or the NBL1 app, you're tuning in to round 3 of the Coles Express NBL1 South season as Dunmore
Nice
gets the
shot.
2.
Went up with the left, settled in the air, changed to the right, easy as you like.
Watson,
Oh!
nice move. Can he finish it? Yes.
The defenders just checked into the canteen for a bottle of water at quarter time there. Watson with a big move, and now they need to build defensively here, Hobart, to end this quarter.
Davison again bringing the ball carrying duties. Final play here, term number 1 as we slow this one down. Davison looking for that on ball from Brooks, gets it now. Davison fires from
God.
deep, can't get it to go. A very interesting shooting style as well too, JB, as you mentioned.
It's like that real pocket.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it high. He gets it really right, that perfect
Yeah.
L, trying to get that perfect eye there. Just a massive, I'd say an interesting shot for sure, Ronnie.
Yes, I must say. Last play,
Floater.
Davison up, can't get it to go, and an entertaining first quarter sees the visitors up by 11. Ballarat are on fire here at Hobart Netball and Sports Centre, and it's 27-16.
Yeah, a dominant start here for the Ballarat Miners. 27 points on the board, 6 separate scorers, and they have forced Hobart to get through their rotations early, but they themselves haven't compromised their game in a way, Ronnie. Of course, you can see the defensive adjustments that are coming for them. Of course, Hobart really starting to penetrate on the drive, the jump shot not being there, really wanting to attack the cup, second, third opportunities at the rim. But Ballarat, they're being composed. They're not giving up easy defensive stance. They're not, trying to overplay. They're not trying to force them to stay out on the perimeter. They understand that it's coming, and they're understanding their task at hand. They've had some great shot blocking, some great rim protection, and in turn, not only are they getting out on transition, but they're getting the right offensive looks. They're not just settling for jumpers. They're not just going for the first shots that's available. They're getting the ball through sets of hands, utilising their size. Anthony Stewart's going to be pleading defensively with them as well. Again, the offence is going to come. We know the offence is going to come. They scored 108 points on the road, undermanned with a really young side. Stewie's not worried about that. It's plugging in defensively for this team right now. It's been accountable for your man, and that's the ultimate goal right now for this Hobart Chargers squad. And again, for Ballarat, they're going to sense they're on the road. They've silenced a really big home crowd right now. Of course, back at the Hobart Sport Netball Centre on a permanent basis, the first time since 2016.
Yep.
Having been out at the Entertainment Centre, now MyState Bank Arena, and of course down at the Kingborough Sports Centre. And of course, again, it's just second and third opportunities. It's shot blocking, it's athleticism, it's transitions, it's shooting. Ballarat are in control of this game, and I think that's the big thing now for Hobart. Number 1, get the game back on your terms. Number 2, get the crowd back into it. And number 3, you've got to start stifling that offense of Ballarat. Because as we saw, even a playground pass under the rim, finding hands and finding the bottom of the net.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a really interesting second quarter here for Hobart. They've got to find a way to get back into it. Ballarat need to keep on keeping on. They are playing some lovely basketball at the moment here. So term number 2, we are about to get underway here. And Davison with the ball carrying duties here. And now,
and that is a backcourt.
So that's interesting.
I wonder whether the player, so that's the thing. They stuffed up.
Oh, no, she's made a mistake.
No. I think they're explaining.
Oh, no, she's explaining.
Or has she made a mistake?
Oh, no.
Hang on, we'll see. No, it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Okay.
And appreciative of good work of the official there.
Yeah, no, well done. I don't have to know. I mean, Andrew Johnson's doing back-to-back games here, but the other two,
we will endeavour to grab those at half-time.
Absolutely.
Apologies there. I'll even get them on the live stats in a second.
All right, Brooks now Dunmore. Back to Davison here. Shot clock at 6. Good defensive sequence by the Chargers, and Richards able to pick it off. Watson off and running as Pozoglu to beat, but uses the support of his troops. Now Watson here working his way.
If he's within the netball third, you're in trouble.
Richards from downtown can't get it to go. Rebound by Pozoglu. And now Davison as we come back up the floor here to the Creek Road end of the floor. And the three goes up there by Rudolph.
And this is where Jacob Richards, sorry to interrupt, Ronnie, this is where Jacob Richards made his game on the road last week. Crashing the glass, really controlling the boards. You've got to have possession of the basketball as Jacob just steps out of bounds.
Yeah,
but it's controlling that glass that's going to be crucial to the Chargers getting back into this game as the substitution checks in. That'll be Lloyd.
Yep, Jake Lloyd
as
coming
Brooks
back
heads
in
out.
for Amos Brooks. So Pozoglu to inbound and Davison to bring it up here for the Ballarat Miners. Hope you're enjoying the coverage from, if you're watching from Ballarat as well too, your team doing quite well down here in Hobart.
Putting on an absolute show here in the first quarter in the opening part of the second.
Certainly are. Davison into Dunmore. Dunmore going baseline. Kick out pass. Davison open all day. Can't get it to go. And then McDaniel with the rebound.
Now that release is going to be dangerous in the fourth quarter, Ronnie, because he can fire a bullet anywhere he wants. And that's going to be an offensive foul. It's a hold on Black 21.
And Anthony Stewart not happy, but he'll have to wear it.
Yeah, I don't think he agreed with that one.
No, he'll. I'm sure Stewie will move on.
I could hear that a little bit.
Yes. Stewie needs to probably move on for that call.
Yeah, I think he will.
So meanwhile, play continues here as the ball gets moved around by the Miners here as Dunmore again goes baseline, working his way through. And now all of a sudden, Davison.
Forcing mismatches left, right and centre on the offensive
Lloyd
end here.
works it through, goes up over Boucher, can't get it to go.
Yeah,
and now
outreached arm there, good defence.
Watson going middle. Watson goes up, rejected there. No call on the play, and play continues. So good defensive sequence. And
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a block.
It's a blocking foul on Bairstow, and Bairstow has picked up 2.
And a technical on Watson.
And
so, the thing that didn't help Bairstow there is Bairstow already had the lean. You could see it from up here. And the technical was given on Devon Watson. So, to unfold there, Devon felt from what I can gather,
and Stewie is boarding.
Yeah, and I think that's his enough there. But just to recap there, Ronnie.
Yep.
Devon felt that the player had come down on him, and that's where his argument was. And the referees have let it go because it seemed to be a pretty clean defensive effort. Coming down the other way, Bairstow on the defence had already anticipated the contact from our vantage point. It had started going backwards, so the block was called. Devon obviously continuing on with his conversation and opinions was given the technical.
Yep. And now let's see what goes on here. It should be a Ballarat ball.
Should be Ballarat, yeah.
Yep, because we go to the final point of the play.
Which will go from the
blocking foul on Bairstow.
With the technical resulting
and
forthwith.
Shot clock is at 20, so that's where it was at. So we just go from the last point of actual play.
So we're clear now, but the thing is too for Hobart here, they need to get their head into the game. They need to worry about basketball. They need to essentially keep playing the game, and that'll be an offensive foul.
And that's going to be assessed on Tyler Rudolph, and the fans happy with that one.
So Zach White draws that one. A bit of a wry smile out of a couple of the fellas on the floor. As Andrew Johnson just looks to get a clear path to the bench. So flop call there, but the big thing here, not a flop call, a block call, charge call. Charge call. Justin, get it right. It was a charge call.
Yes.
But the big thing here for the Chargers, though, Ronnie, is now, number one, they need to compose themselves because at the end of the day, they're starting to have a mental game with themselves and with the referees. And if they're doing that, they're not worried about their basketball. And number two, they've committed 3 fouls in 2 minutes. This is a defensive worry for them now where they're going to have to be squeaky clean and avoid putting the opposition in the bonus, who already have a solid lead.
McDaniel going baseline here, working his way through, looking for Watson. Watson now looking to explore on the reverse. Can't get it to go. Hargraves on the O-boards. And then Pozoglu able to get it away from Geordie Hargrave there. And now Posglue going up, can't get that to go. Watson is clear. Bosby up for the challenge, but Watson says, I'll get the 2 on that one.
Yeah, hesitation on the drive there, just trying to slow things down. So this one's back to 9, 18-27. And Ballarat, I think they just let this little bit of the crowd and the ruckus just settle a little bit, can get back into things where they need to, and there you go.
And a nice finish there by Jake Lloyd off a great pass from Davison. And Anthony Stewart not happy with that defensive breakdown.
And again, it's just the execution factor here for Ballarat. That'll be a reaching foul.
Yeah, quick foul there on Jake Lloyd.
And again, it's just refocusing. And Ballarat here, as I mentioned, Ron, they've just got to work through. There's obviously a bit of a stir and a ruckus and a commotion from the Hobart side of things. They can't allow what is essentially outside noise for them to be a factor.
Absolutely. Zach Dunmore coming in there for Jake Lloyd.
Do you have your water with you, Ronnie, or do I have... I don't
No,
know.
my water's near my hard drive there, JB.
I'll look for that later.
All right. Yes, we all need to get a bit of water in at half time.
There's somewhere.
So Watson now looking to explore. Watson putting on some moves, looking for the foul. Can't get one. Gets the 2 to go, though, nonetheless.
Yeah, works through the contact there. Really tried to navigate the defence. And this one back to 9 now, 29-20.
Bosby. As the cowbells go off in the background.
That man in the blue wig.
Yes, Dunmore working his way through. Bosby looks good, is good
Big
for Adam
basket.
Bosby, and Anthony Stewart has seen enough. He'll call timeout, and the margin out to 12. It's 32-20, Ballarat lead it.
Stewart's got his hands raised to the air, and I don't think he's looking for help from the almighty above. This is going to be interesting. There's a coach board and a marker, and it's defensive rotations.
It is.
And that's clear there for Anthony Stewart. It's going to be a defensive question as Boucher's going to come in for Hargrave. And I think Hargrave's annoyed as well. So that's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen there. Meanwhile, over to the Ballarat side of things, 12-point lead, Ronnie. And again, this is where they're playing into things right now. All the outside noise, it's not for them. It's for Hobart and potentially with the crowd not happy with some officiating. But at the end of the day, Ballarat is executing. They're getting it done. They're being accountable defensively. They're rotating. They're switching. They're hedging. They're going under. They're protecting the rim. They're crashing the boards. They're getting out in transition. If they can't get the easy basket, it's a ball through sets of hands. It's a second, third opportunity. And it's hitting the open man. Ballarat's doing absolutely everything right now, and it is just playing into their hands perfectly. And again, I just think the thing for them now is they know that momentum's with them. The crowd's been taken out of it. The energy's on their side. They lead by 12. Still 6.5 remaining here. If they can really play into this right now, Ballarat's going to be looking at it going, we can continue to execute. We can continue to extend here. You know, genuinely could be looking at a 20-point margin here at half-time.
Anthony Stewart still really emphasising the defensive point there, and it's a big learning curve. It really is for this younger squad, and they are going to get caught out on defensive rotations. And I think, you know, hopefully this is a lot of short-term pain for a lot of long-term gain. That is for sure. McDaniel working his way inside, nice move. Can't get it to go. White, nice rebound and the putback.
Yeah, Zach White's first points in over 18 months there. A nice basket for him.
And ball gets deflected. They'll go back to Ballarat. No, we'll go to Hobart.
It will be going to Hobart as we hang on.
Oh no, there'll be an overrule.
Yep, yeah, there was a tip. Hobart was setting up the defensive end anyway.
Yeah, so I thought that was quite obvious to everyone in the stadium there. So anyway, we move on, and
still 10-point margin here for Ballarat, yep. Ronnie. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try and run their offense here. Again, they've still got momentum. They can probably play around a little bit with things.
Yep. Dunmore looking for his options now. He's got it back and goes from deep, back on, and that one ball go out of play. Yes, it will.
As we mentioned, Ronnie, these rims aren't the breakaway rims.
No.
They're more of a stiff, they're tougher rim.
They are a little bit more, these are ones you see at a lot of schools, JB, that's for sure.
Yeah, less forgiving.
Yes.
We'll see how this one continues to pan out for them. Meanwhile,
yes, McDaniel just running down the floor here now, but 5 and a bit to go here, quarter number 2, and Watson pretty on ball here. So, yep, gets it from Boucher. Watson, ooh, nice step back move. Can't get it to go though. The razzle-dazzle, unfortunately.
$1 million move with a 5-cent conversion.
And now, and a poor pass by the Miners sees Hobart pick that one off.
Deflection by
McDaniel off
McDaniel.
and running. Looks like it's going to be one of the Clark twins coming on as Watson knocks it down from downtown.
Yeah, big basket there, Ronnie. Massive basket.
So back to 7 here. Now ball getting moved around. Dunmore. Bosby working his way through, finds an opening and gets the 2 off glass.
Yeah, nice basket there by Thosby. And again here, for every question that Hobart asks on the offensive end, it's responded by Ballarat on their own offensive end as well.
Boucher, now McDaniel. Watson from downtown, yes!
Trying to heat things up here at home. He's lit the match as well. And this one now back to 6, 34-28. We've got 4:30 remaining here in the second half.
So ball getting moved around once again here by the Miners. And now Dunmore with it. Looking to pull up. Oh, nice pass into Rudolph. And Rudolph can't get the 2 to go. Boucher with the rebound. And then all of a sudden, Posgrew picks that one off. Rudolph goes up and gets the 2. And that's a bad turnover by the Chargers.
Yeah, not an ideal turnover by any stage there, Ronnie. Let's hopefully they can try and peel that out again. They're just trying to build a bit of momentum and just keep stifling their efforts.
Watson from the land of plenty nearly got it in and out on that one. And now ball quickly up the floor here. As nice work by Posgrew, rejected by Boucher. Hobart off and running. Watson has White and McDaniel in support. Goes solo, couldn't get it to go. Richards picks up the scrap and the mini jam.
Lam bam jam, thank you, ma'am. Jacob Richards. Timeout taken by Ballarat. They need to see some changes there. And Ronnie, I'll hand that one back to you. Quarter is back to, margin is back to 6, 36-30. And of course, while Ronnie is having a quick double check over,
working which Clark twin it is. Hang on, I'll just go to the email from one.
And while Ronnie's doing that,
Xavier Clark.
It will be Xavier Clark. So of course, Xavier and Noah.
And Noel Clark is in tomorrow night's squad.
Of course, so it's great to see both of them. Of course, Alex, their dad, down on the far side in the white baseball cap, doing a bit of volunteer work as well.
Yes.
And of course, Ronnie, what could we do without our volunteers? And what
Absolutely.
could we do without our sponsors?
Absolutely, Jobo.
On behalf of the NBL 1, the Mackay Timber Hobart Chargers, and of course, the Hobart Sport Netball Centre, we would like to thank the following sponsors for their support in season 2023. On behalf of the NBL 1, Coles Express, Zia Relief, Mitsubishi and Foot Locker. On behalf of the Hobart Chargers, Mackay Timber, THA, Bennett's Mood Food, AD Waterco, Mars, Core Stuff, SS Glass and Glazing, Kinetic, Callis Hospitality, our basketball connections with Basketball Tasmania, and of course the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers, our media partners 7HOFM, SEN and the Mercury, our player sponsors EIS Probably, Bulk Nutrients, Campbelltown Hotel, Foot Systems Exercise and Sports Podiatry, Josh Willie MLC, More Confidence Consulting, Tas Precision Contracting, Pars Heat Pump Centre, D'Angelo's Restaurant, DS Projects Tasmania, and of course on behalf of the Hobart Sport Netball Centre, we'd like to thank Zambrera and Schweppes Asahi Beverages.
That's a lot of businesses right there to plug, that's for sure.
Can I buy a vowel?
I was going to say, I do drive a Mitsubishi, being back with the NBL 1 competition. I do drive a Mitsubishi as well too, so if Mitsubishi want to hand me a new car, I'd greatly appreciate it. Meanwhile,
I've seen you drive.
Thank you very much. Watson here with it. Now McDaniel from deep. Can't get that to go. And then Brooks, well, last touch by Richards. So,
and the thing here for Hobart now, Ronnie, we've come out of that timeout. It's 3:22. They are now going to have to focus, stop and go, build some momentum and head into half-time in the right frame of mind. The last thing they want to do now, they've worked it back to 6. They don't want to give this up and see Ballarat back out at double digits. But for the Miners, they've got to be wary. The crowd's starting to come back into it as well.
Davison working his way through into Brooks.
Ooh.
Goes up, nearly got the move done, by the way, too. Watson with it here now as he goes with a pretty spin.
Get out of here!
By Posgrew. That was sent back to Glenorchy in itself. Or sent back to Ballarat, one or the other.
Oh, definitely back to Glenorchy.
That's right.
Heads up in Northgate.
Yes. Meanwhile, the ball getting moved around here as Bosby, nice pass into Rudolph, and the 2.
Yeah, works his way inside. Watson just beaten defensively on that one there. And looking for the next play. 2.5 remaining here in the second term.
So White, now Boucher inside, one-on-one with Davison. He gets the foul and some advice as well too. Callum Boucher will go to the line for 1.
Yeah, and that's for Callum Boucher. That's a psychological thing for him there. Get it out of your system. And now back in, of course, Xavier Clark coming in for his first minute.
So marching back to 6 here. Boucher will look to make it a 5-point ball game with 2:28 to play here from the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre. You can tune in by the NBL1 website or the NBL1 app as Boucher gets the 3-point play. So 5 points is our margin here. Davison now working his way through. And now Rudolph with it. Rudolph goes exploring. Now Brooks in terms of Fosby. Fosby now with Davison. Davison looking to pull up. Nice move over Clark, and foul will be called.
Yeah, it'll just be
welcome to league, Xavier Clark.
Yeah, a couple of pump fakes there and just caught him on the foot. 2:09 remaining, 38-33. But I tell you what, there is some genuine firepower out on that floor there, Ronnie. Of course, you've got McDaniel with the ability to run the point. You've got Boucher with some athleticism. You've got White on the boards. You've got Richo scoring it on the boards. And we know Zave Clark, he can shoot the ball.
He can. He's a good shooter locally. Like I say, it's going to be interesting to see. I think someone's flogged Chobo's water.
Don't say that out loud.
There's plenty happening as Davison gets the free throw to go. Marching back to 70. 2:05 remaining here in this first half.
I hope I haven't lost it. I can't afford to pay attention, let alone for a drink.
We'll make sure we get you 1.5 times, Jobo. Clark. Now Richards. Back to White. White finds an opening over Brooks and gets it to go. Zach White will go to line for one.
Yeah, big basket there from Zach White. And again, back into the team for the first time since 2021, Ronnie, a part of that big run that was going on there before the league shut down due to COVID. And, of course, an Achilles concern for him. And now good to see him back in. Of course, he won't be seeing full minutes, but it's great to see him seeing minutes, of course, Ronnie.
Absolutely. So Zach White at the line here for one. Good work by Callum Boucher too to hold his ground and not touch that ball while the ball was still going through the hoop. On cue, nearly got it. It goes to the floor. And now Bosby working his way through.
And again, you can just see size difference height-wise isn't much there, but clearly some body mass.
Down low here, Rudolph one-on-one with Richards. Off glass, can't get it to go. White with that nice rebound there. And now Watson with it now. So the play call here from Anthony Stewart as Watson communicates to the team. So Watson working his way through, looking for the roll. Can't. Now goes, beautiful pass. Zach White with a nice two.
Yeah, just a nice little up and under finger roll there. And the timeout taken by Ballarat. This is the momentum that Anthony Stewart wanted for his team. 40-37, Ronnie, with 1:21 remaining. And, of course, Zach White, the previous lifetime, we probably see that little one-handed jam going, Ronnie. But,
yeah,
of course, you've got to remember, Zach's been in Tassie the best part of a decade now.
He has.
He's a senior player. That's the best way to put it. But a nice little run here by Hobart. And, again, for Ballarat now, it's just a bit of composure. It's looking around. It's understanding that, okay, the Chargers are back into the game, but we still have the lead. You need to look at it from a psychological standpoint here. You've had control of this game for the better part of 15 minutes right now. You need to continue to maintain that composure. And I think a lot of it, too, is if there's going to be some rotations through Anthony Stewart's lineup, for Ballarat, it's utilising your size because there are some smaller bodies getting in. Don't get me wrong. You go stand next to Will Ferguson, you go stand next to Phoenix Roby, you go stand next to Cal Boucher. There's some tall boys.
Oh, my word, there is.
But the actual physical body mass compared to their opposition, is around that, anywhere between 5 to 10 kilo mark, and it's just something that's really hard to replace. But basically a starting lineup here, Boucher in for Hargrave, and Hobart sensing an opportunity. Meanwhile here for Ballarat, I think it's just get it down the floor, get through some sets, play some Ballarat basketball and try and extend this lead back out. And
some extensive pressure here from head coach Anthony Stewart as Ballarat work that one through. And now Davison looking to go middle here, kicks out to Rudolph. Now in turn Fosby. Fosby gets stuck at the top here, needs to get busy now. Fosby fires and can't get that one to go. Boucher did well, tapped that one to McDaniel, and now Watson coming down the floor here, looking for Richards, and now they'll set up a similar play here to what they did just before the timeout. Watson from the on-ball with White. Watson exploring, kick out pass, McDaniel. Boucher for three, just can't get it to go. Richards nearly got the O board. Rudolph able to tap that one away. And now Davison here as we slow this one down. Just on 30 seconds remaining before the major break. As will be Fosby, now Rudolph. Bit of two-man action happening here. Fosby. And then Paul Parsons, that footlocker sign.
And Anthony Stewart's going to take time here. He wants to set a play up.
So, yes, Anthony Stewart deciding to, you might as well burn your timeouts in this last minute because you can't carry timeouts over. So Stewie to run a play here for the Troops as they only still try by 3. As much as this game has been on defensive breakdowns, it's only a 3-point ball game, Jobo.
Absolutely, and I think that's one thing to remember, Ronnie. It is only a 3-point ball game, and just looking at some of the numbers across here, it's started to get really, really even right across the game here, Ronnie. Both sides not shooting terrifically from deep, not shooting terrifically from the field. Rebounds pretty much all squared there. Defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds either way, but 22 apiece. Blocks pretty much square there as well. Assists almost the same, steals almost the same, turnovers all the same, and it's become reflective right now on the scoreboard. For Anthony Stewart, he pleaded for his charges, no pun intended, pleaded for his charges to lock up defensively. The offense will come. That started to happen. For Ballarat now, they just need to try and work within that system, knowing that defensive pressure's coming, but they have an offensive game that works. And that is who I think it is.
Yes, Archie Stewart.
Yes, another A. Stewart.
Is coming into the ball game, which will pretty much mark the first time since Mark and Jorik Shivers was a father-son combination in the Hobart Chargers lineup. And now in 2023, we have one A. Stewart coaching and one A. Stewart out on the floor.
We have an A. Stewart on the floor. Now they've got 22 and a bit, 22.2 remaining. Chew remaining here. And you would have to think Stewart is the shooting threat on this one.
It could well be. We know Archie is a knockdown shooter as well too. So McDaniel, now Watson. Watson decides to fire from deep.
Oh my
and
God!
It gets it to go. Devin Watson ties the game at 40. And now Davison needs to quickly think here. Good defensive play by Stewart and Watson. Oh my! And a Fosby on the half-time buzzer gets it to go.
Ooh.
And Ballarat are up by 3 at half-time.
Massive turn of events there as we head over to socials there. Thank you very much to Clint. Oh my goodness!
Fosby from downtown, and what more can you say on that play, JB?
You can't, Ronnie. It's very simple. Devin Watson pulled up from up here at the scorer's bench. We just got a nice whip of him on the way through. And then Thosby said, whatever you can do, I can do better. Oh my God. 43-40. And we have, as a man on court would one day say, Ronnie, an absolute heater of a contest.
That's right.
The local fans here around the commentary booth can't believe it. Ronnie's blown the headset up. He's blown the ears out of the patrons. But Ronnie, massive way to end that quarter, and that means we've got a massive second half coming up. Stats pretty much even besides the scoreboard going on here. 3-point percentage raising there to around 38% for the Miners. Board's pretty much balanced. Those extra distributions, the ball movement from Ballarat seeing their lead. Ronnie, it's half time, and after that, I think we both need a break.
I think so. We'll take a break. We'll come back around about a 2 minutes or a minute to go here as Pia Rhodes and Leah Bartlett come up to, well, I don't know if they're coming to say hi to the broadcast.
They're heading over to their fellow friends.
All right, fine. That's fine. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're watching the Coles Express NBL 1, Coles Express NBL 1 South, round 3.
Anzac round.
Yeah, we'll be back with more after this.
double take. Don't need to be a millionaire. I got the recipe to do it every day. Straight to the top, and that's where we gon' stay. Yeah. Step it up again. Yeah, yeah, we do it every day. Step it up, step it up.
Take it to the next level.
Step it up again.
Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Elevate your adventure.
I'll have a strong, smooth, creamy latte.
Be your own barista at Coles Express. Award-winning Coles Urban Coffee Culture from just $1. Express yourself at Coles Express.
Suffer from muscle or mild joint pain? Try Kanzia Pain Relief Cream from Zia, an anti-inflammatory cream providing temporary pain relief using natural active ingredients. Experience the Zia difference at zia.com.au.
Half-time here in the basketball. Ballarat leader by 3 off an Adam Fosby half-time buzzer-beating shot, which absolutely we needed that 8-minute break, that is for sure. But the Chargers doing quite well here so far. Just to hold sway and only be down 3. And Anthony Stewart was drawing up a play here. Callum Boucher getting worked on a little bit of back soreness there as well too. Just hit the floor hard in that first half. And meanwhile, for Ballarat, they were pretty happy with their first half. It's been a good game so far, as we are still trying to work on. Rightio, we won't keep the fans updated with that one, but JB will join us a little bit later on by the sounds of it, as he works to look for something. But anyway, second half about to get underway here. Of course, also 2 games happening in Launceston tonight, with the Launceston Tornadoes taking on the Knox Raiders. Of course, Knox coming down here tomorrow night. And Northwest Thunder also playing tonight as well too. So everyone's got home double headers this weekend. What is a big round here in the Coles Express NBL1 South season. And of course, that is Anzac round as well too. We'll conclude on Anzac Day with a big game over in Frankston. Meanwhile, we are underway here. Term number 3. Watson to get us going. Can't get it to go. And then Davison with the rebound. And now Fosby. Davison thought about it. And now back to Pozzoglou we go. Lloyd. Pozzoglou. Shot clock at 10. Davison. Good hands by Hargrave, but Rudolph got it back and can't get it to go. Bairstow with the rebound and got fouled in the process, and that's going to be on Jake Lloyd. So good work there by Jared Bairstow there, boxing out hard, and then Lloyd picking up his 3rd personal. So he's got a quick seat on the bench. Zach Dunmore coming into the ballgame. And plays will restart here. So the ball with Watson. Now back to McDaniel. McDaniel pulls up from the elbow. Can't get the roll on that one. Rudolph with the rebound. And ball slowing down here with Pozzoglou. So Ballarat look for a good set on this play. Fosby. Pozzoglou now. Shot clock at 10 for the Miners. Fosby working his way through. Pozzoglou looking for an opening now. Oh, extra pass. Fosby at the corner for 3. Can't get it to go. Oh, nice tap pass into Rudolph from Pozzoglou. Great heads-up play by the Ballarat Miners. And now all of a sudden they're up by 5 here. And we've only just played 90 seconds in term number 3. Watson now working his way through. Here's Richards. Richards looking for Bairstow. Goes to McDaniel instead off the deflection. Now Richards from deep. Can't get it to go. Dunmore did a good job of boxing out Hargraves there, and Ballarat will get it down the floor here through Pozzoglou. Now the ball here with Rudolph. Hand off into Davison. Pretty play by the Miners, and Rudolph gets the 2. Nice work by Ballarat as they execute nicely off the 2-man play. So Chargers need to do a better job defensively here. They've given up 4 points already in this 3rd quarter and need to really turn it up on a defensive end. What can they do offensively though? We'll find out here. Watson. Now Richards this time for 3. Can't get it to go either. Richards a little bit cold from downtown. And really those shots have got to drop here for the Chargers. So Davison from downtown can't get that to go either. And now McDaniel with it here. McDaniel working his way through. Going down low, looking for Richards. Now Watson. Watson looking to explore. Hargraves for 3. Way off on that one. And Ballarat here looking to, again, execute on that. Poor execution from the Chargers. Now, nice pass, but well deflected. Watson off and running. Hobart won the foul. Referees didn't see it that way. Watson looking to explore and throws that one into the corporate box. Over to our good friend Brent Costello as well too. And Ballarat to get it back here. So, just on 3 minutes played, Ballarat probably playing much better basketball at the moment. Hobart just having their woes on both ends of the floor here. And now Dunmore. Oh, sorry, not Dunmore. That's Davison. Now to Posaglu from deep. Yes. And that sparks a 7-zip run for the Miners.
Yeah, Ballarat here, they are just in control from quarter time, Ronnie. Of course, 43-40. And that's 7-zip run right now. Hobart looking to get on a bicycle and ride.
McDaniel now down low here. McDaniel looking to shoot and gets the 2 to go. Rails that one home. And Hobart's first score of the third quarter.
So we'll see how they now play out of this because, as we know, the third-term team seems to tick over a lot quicker than normal.
It certainly does. Now the ball getting through here. Davison. Cross-court pass.
Geez, that's good vision.
And now Rudolph. Rudolph for the mid-range too. Yes.
Yeah, big basket there. Just good vision. I mean, that cross-court pass generally more dangerous than anything else in the game. They're executing it perfectly tonight.
So McDaniel now Bairstow. Bairstow looking to explore. Goes up. Can't get the 2 to go. Near gets his own tip. But then Posaglu there for the rebound. Off and running. Has numbers in support. Rudolph now to Dunmore. Dunmore working his way through. And now Posaglu from downtown. And Ballarat are on fire here in this third quarter.
Yeah, nailing things left, right and centre. 13-point margin, close to a game high here. And again, for Hobart, the last thing they want to be doing is just constantly trying to fight back.
And bodies.
Players going down left, right and centre.
Bosby from deep back iron on the play.
It is just hustle right now for Ballarat.
Rudolph with a number 2, and
Anthony
Anthony
Stewart
has seen enough. And a massive run here by the Ballarat Miners sees them up by 15 all of a sudden.
Just dominating the game, Ronnie. They're executing flawlessly offensively. They're forcing Hobart into shots they don't want to take. And on top of that, they're getting some stops and some steals as well, not necessarily just forcing up bad shots. So massive run right now. And you can even see Anthony Stewart here, like he's pleading defensively. But it's not the aggravated Anthony Stewart where it's more a frustration of execution. Yeah. I think it's just a frustration of Ballarat doing as they please. They lead by 15, 5:11 remaining, so halfway through this term. Playing from behind a lot here, Ronnie, is not going to help their cause. And they're having their way, their Miners, as I said, they're striking gold every time. They're not interested in the copper, the nickel or the silver. They are just dominating this game. There's really not much more to say about it for Hobart. They need to try and lock in and force Ballarat into taking, second and third options, but it's awfully hard when the execution factor is just routinely there.
Absolutely. Now, during the halftime break, we were on the text line, of course, as always, JB. Of course, David Bartlett has chimed in and said hello to us. Mark Nash is asking, can we please get a welfare check on the Chargers men's whiteboard?
Yes, well, just an update there. I did try and grasp that one a little earlier on the whiteboard there, Ronnie, and of course a very half-hearted attempt at putting the board through the floor by Anthony Stewart.
Yes. There you go, Mark Nash. You've got an update. Of course, Mark Nash enjoying watching the broadcast from home tonight. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, Nashy, and good to hear from you. Meanwhile, Ferguson now McDaniel. McDaniel decides to fire from deep, and it was a good option for Sam McDaniel.
Big shot for Sammy Mack, and the big thing now is got to get a stop. Baskets will fall. They've got to get a stop.
So the ball with Posaglu. And now the ball getting moved around here. Davison now working his way through. Now Rudolph at the top of the 3, back iron, and then rebound by Posaglu. Rudolph goes up, can't get it to go, and the tip in, Rudolph, Posaglu or Dunmore will take credit.
Either way, that's an extra 2 points there for the Ballarat Miners. And again, out to a nice lead here, 14 points.
McDaniel. Back-to-back baskets. Back on that one. Ferguson with the O-board into White. Now back out to McDaniel. McDaniel, third time a charge.
Get out of here!
By Rudolph. Get that out of here, he says. Meanwhile, Dunmore gets the layup on the 2.
Yeah, easy transition there as Will Ferguson just plows through that baseline sign. And this margin back out to 16 points.
Some danger signs here for the Chargers. Can they get moving here? The defending champs of the Southern Conference, as the 3 goes up by McDaniel, can't get it to go. And now
Ballarat are just controlling this game.
They certainly are. And ball getting moved around. Now Dunmore working his way through. Kick out pass. Posaglu's step back 3 is In and out on that one.
Maybe that's the lucky break the Chargers need, but for Ballarat, if that's just the minor heat check you've had right now, there's a lot going your way.
Watson with some silky moves. Passes to White. White goes up and draws the foul. Rudolph claiming the foul there. He'll go to line. White will go to line for 2.
Yeah, got him on the wrist there. And again, that's probably the only breakdown. Overall, I'd say, Ronnie, the only breakdown right now that Ballarat have had in this quarter, 3:18 remaining. They've got the lead on this one by 16, 61-45. They intend on having a massive, massive road trip. And I know right now the Thunder are down to Knox. So if you're going to get a win here and you find out tomorrow's opponent isn't playing too shabby, it's a lot of confidence heading up the highway.
Absolutely. And Zach White knocks down the first free throw. And knocks down the second.
So the margin now at 14, 61-47. But here's what Ballarat are doing best. Just getting up and down and getting looks.
Dunmore couldn't get the 3 to go, so Hobart quickly responding kind here. Watson steps through, gets it to go, puts his arms up in the air like he just don't care, and will go to the line for 1.
Yeah, drew the contact, forcing the and one opportunity here.
And again, Devon Watson has proven to be a commodity in this league so far. Up to 15 points at the moment, JB. And really, he'll have to might have to take over this game and take the fellas on the backpack as well too, potentially.
Yeah, and the big thing is for Devon, as we know, 30 pieces of something that's easily achievable for him.
As Watson gets the 3 points.
And it's something that he's going to have to really look at this point. 16 points for him at the moment. Next closest scorer there is 10 points to McDaniel. So see what sort of effort's brought forward here.
Bosby got a quick double team there. Now the ball with Posaglu. Rudolph open at the corner for 3. Yes.
Yeah, and a quick pull up there from Boucher. Closed out, didn't commit the foul, but the jump shooting at Ballarat right now is just too much to contain.
Ballarat shooting at a very good clipper at the moment. They're certainly knocking the lights out, that is for sure. And a poor turnover there by the Chargers. Davison pulls up from deep. Arla one
Oh!
Posaglu nearly gets upstairs. I was going to say, Davison going with an Arla Anthony Stewart type pull-up 3 shot back in his heyday.
Yeah, wanted to do that right in front of the bench too. Jacob Richards checking in to this one here as Zach White heads out. Of course, Zach doing the right thing, just trying to cover space. Substitutions as well here for Ballarat as Posaglu heads out, and checking into the game is Lloyd.
Yes, Jake Lloyd it is. Of course, shout out to Lloyd McVeigh, who's playing in NBL 1 Central and had a really good game last week as well too. Speaking of another conference, meanwhile, Davison, pretty pass in the Lloyd for the 2.
Yeah, just an easy breakdown there. Chargers ball watching on the drive, not aware of where their defensive assignment was. Easy cut in by Ballarat. Back out to a 16-point margin here. Do we say it unassailable, Ronnie?
Oh, I don't know just yet. I just want to see how this last 2 minutes pans out as McDaniel trying to go up over Lloyd, can't get it to go, and then able to get the rebound. Boucher working hard there to try to get it off him, but to no avail. Now Davison with a play call here, looking for that on ball, gets it now. Now the ball back to Rudolph. Shot clock at 10 here for the Miners. Davison, pretty move and the finish.
Mad move there on the hesitation dribble. Gets by the defender. Easy off glass. And this one out to 18 for Ballarat.
So Watson going up. Can't get it to go.
McDaniel from the clouds.
Yep, and then Richards with the putback as Brooklyn Bruno looks to check in.
So 16 points, of course. Brooklyn looking to show out with his brother Dante, and of course his legendary Hall of Fame father Cal Bruton as well in the crowd.
Yes, he's in the house tonight. Great to see. Meanwhile, Lloyd with the spin, the shot, can't get the finish.
Oh!
And then bodies collide, and I think Lloyd, Davison has copped one on the wrist.
No, actually, I think his wrist has gone across the bridge of Richo's nose there. He's just grabbing at his face. I hope he's okay.
So Brooklyn Bruton into the game. Of course, we saw Brooklyn a little bit last season, and we know what he's capable of doing, JB.
Absolutely. We've seen him win some form in the UBL so far this year as well, Ronnie.
Yeah, that too. Yes, we are covering the UBL, of course, and part of our big coverage here in Hobart.
Oh, Devon Watson.
Beautiful move to the basket.
Threads the needle there. And now it's 54-68, so we'll see what goes on here for Hobart. It's avoiding any more scores. Cut this one to 11 and make a game of it in the fourth for Ballarat. Continue on your merry way. They've had an absolute blinder of a third term.
So Davison looking to pull up. Now the ball with Talbot. Talbot goes up.
Strong at the defence.
Can't get it to go.
Oh, and he's thrown it off the back of Richo's heel there.
Yeah, so good heads-up play, and that's, of course, Jackson Talbot, his first minutes tonight here.
So that one's come off Richard's foot. And, of course, for Ballarat, Ronnie. Now, yeah, no, it is only 14, of course, but still, that's a lot of time on the shot clock in the half court.
Absolutely. So Talbot to inbound.
Good contested possession.
Hobart won a foul. Referees didn't see it that way. And now final play here of term number 1.
Hank Petrusma asking the question as well.
Davison into... And that was Lingard there for the 2. My apologies.
Short corner has dominated the game in for Ballarat.
Absolutely. Watson from downtown. Can't get it to go. And three-quarter time comes. And Ballarat lead us 1 by 16. They're pretty happy over their side of the bench.
As they should
Hobart
be too.
Are not happy and trying to get an explanation on the call. And Jacob Richards won't get any love there for the referees. Ballarat 70. And
technical has been applauded.
Technical foul.
And that's a second now. Is that to the bench?
That'd be on Anthony Stewart.
But who was the first one on? So the first one was on Jacob Richards, and the second one was on Anthony Stewart.
Yep.
Just had to confirm. Now, hang on.
Is he gone?
He is. He's done because it was the end of the quarter.
So the end of the quarter. So
hang on a second.
Yep. So let's just go through this.
Yep. So Stewie's out.
And Stewie not. Yep.
So Anthony's out.
Yeah, Stewie's been escorted from the court into the change room.
He is definitely in the change room, followed out by...
so Matt Bennell, once again, will take the head coaching reins here for the final quarter.
And now, for those of you that are wondering what's happened on broadcast, we probably won't get to an analysis here of this, this
no, we
third
won't.
term.
Let's go through it, JB.
Yeah, so to say what's happened there, the argument has come from the rebounding contest there where Richards, and I do believe it was it Rudolph, I believe?
Yeah, it would have been Rudolph.
Rudolph, number 22. They both went up for the ball. Rudolph's taken the possession of the ball, and the question's just been asked there from Richards that he felt it was over the back. Referee didn't see it that way. Both players go up, ball goes to Rudolph. They play through to the end of the quarter. Richards, after the siren, has continued to ask the question. Now, because the siren's gone, the play's dead, they're technically all in their huddles, all in their benches. First technical assessed to the bench. Anthony Stewart also had some words of encouragement after that,
yes,
which resulted in a second technical, and because they're both at the bench, they both go on the coach. Anthony will watch the rest of this game, no doubt, on the live stream.
Let's hope he tunes in.
Or via updates. And I do know that we have some support here for Anthony, of course, Archie in his first game. So we're going to open up with 2 technical foul shots here in the fourth quarter.
And then it will go on to the possession arrow, which will be Ballarat's ball as well.
So not only will they be able to extend this one out, they do by 18 points. They're going to get first look at it as well. Potential 20-point margin to open the fourth quarter. And I know we don't want to call it, Ronnie, but that is a massive, massive blow when your head coach is out of the game.
It certainly is, JB. That is for sure. So let's get underway here. Davison on the layup. Can't get it to go. Good D by Bairstow. And then the 2 there by Rudolph as Ballarat continue their good form here.
Yeah, and they are just dominating this second half, Ronnie. They've allowed 14 points since half-time, and they themselves have put on 31.
Bairstow down low. Now back to McDaniel. McDaniel pulls up from the top of the key.
Bang. Big shot there by McDaniel, but again, it's a very start and stop game, and it needs to be moving forward here. Stop and go, stop and go. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Bennell implements here for Hobart, but for Ballarat, they just, as we said, they're striking gold left, right and centre.
Absolutely. Bosby now in turn Rudolph to Davison here as we work around the horn. Davison from downtown can't get it to go. Rebound by McDaniel. And now McDaniel off and running.
Substitution needed as well there, Ronnie. Rudolph is waving.
Yep. And Watson gets the 2. And,
so Rudolph will head out.
Yeah, it looks like he got hit in the teeth by the sound.
Yeah, he's been hitting the jaw, hitting the mouth on the rebound contest. So
let's hope he's okay.
We'll keep an eye on that. And there's a blood. That needs a towel wipe. We're going to as Josh Byrne goes down to inspect for any blood.
Yes, Game Commissioner Josh Byrne having a bit of a look around. And Zach White will come in for Brooklyn Bruton.
There's Matt Bennell just directing traffic there. Bruton heads out, so your lineup will be Bairstow, Boucher, Bruton, McDaniel, Watson. Running with all but the starting lineup besides Hargrave there. As Ballarat will get this one back underway. They lead this one now by 16, 74-58, around 8:45 remaining in the fourth term.
Yes, they certainly are going here. Oh,
good deflection by White.
Yeah, White did a good job of deflecting Lloyd's pass there. Lloyd decides to fire up from 3, can't get it to go. And now Watson off and running. Watson with White, well, good deflection by the Miners. Bairstow and Lloyd there playing a little bit of the world game there. And Hobart to get it back here on the possession arrow.
So 8:30 remaining. Ballarat in clear control of this game. And Ronald, as we mentioned, since half-time, it has been one-way traffic as Rudolph looks to check back into this one.
Yep. So Watson now looking to explore. Splits for a couple. Kick-out pass. Extra pass. Bairstow from deep. In and out on that one. Bounce with the O-boy.
Get out of here!
Rejected by Pozoglu. Pozoglu with a great game so far.
And as we mentioned, Ronnie, he's that athlete to watch. We've seen him in dunk contests before. He can flat out fly.
Absolutely he can. Now the ball getting moved around here. The ball's getting slowed up. So Lloyd here working his way through. That's nearly a carry, referees didn't see it that way. And now the loud chance of 4-3-2-1. Can't get it to go there for Fosby. And now all of a sudden here's McDaniel. Up the floor we go here through Watson. McDaniel, nice little move. And can't get it to go. And they're going to ask. Nice move. Would it be a goal tip?
Yeah, I think the question's there about the interruption on the board. So we're just going to see.
No.
Two shots.
Two
So
shots.
It's not an offensive interference.
Devin Watson again pleading his case.
Randolph checks in. I don't think the goaltend's what's going to swing this game at the moment, though, Ronnie. It's certainly going to have to be locking in defensively because, the best way to put it, Ballarat have just had it their own way the whole way, particularly in this second half. Of course, start out with a 7-0 run. 19 points scored by the Chargers, but 31 points scored by Ballarat since the start of the third term.
Absolutely.
A massive run here, and as we mentioned for the Miners, striking gold every time they go down.
Yep, you're not wrong. Watson knocks that one down as well too. Watson up to 24 points. Rudolph leads all scorers with 28 for Ballarat. As the ball quickly up the floor here.
And you'd have to think a favourite for the Anzac medal in this game, Ronnie.
Absolutely. And Fosby now, quick blitzing on from White and Bairstow. And there'll be a trouble.
Yeah, up and down on the toes there, and just didn't do the toe raise, so to speak. Sort of got a bit of a jump in that one. Substitutions.
And timeout being called by Luke Sutherland, who would be pretty happy though with his troops, and we'll just make some minor adjustments. So 74 playing 60. Only 14 points really, JB. But in the scheme of things, we just don't.
Broken ice pack there on the way through.
Yes.
As Rodney does a quick little scab over both timeouts.
I can hear Matt Bennell from up here, JB.
So he's going to have a look. While Ronnie does that, we'll go over the sponsor list.
Yes, please. Why
here
not?
In the fourth quarter. A big shout out to our league sponsors, Coles Express, Zia Relief, Mitsubishi and Foot Locker. A big shout out to our Hobart Chargers sponsors, McKay Timber, THA, Bennett's Mood Food, AD Waterco, Marsh, Core Staff, SS Glass and Glazing, Kinetic and Callis Hospitality. A shout out to our basketball partners in Basketball Tasmania and, of course, the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. A big shout out to our media partners, 7HO, SCN and the Mercury. A big shout out to our player sponsors, EIS Property, Bulk Nutrients, Campbelltown Hotel, Food Systems, Exercise and Sports Podiatry, Josh Willie MLC, More Confidence Consulting, Tas Precision Contracting, Pars Heat Pump Centre, D'Angelo's Restaurant and DS Projects Tasmania. And, of course, on behalf of the Hobart Sport and Netball Centre, we'd like to thank Zambero and Schweppes Asahi Beverages.
Thank you to all those businesses supporting everyone around, from the league to the club to
the venue itself.
Actual venue itself. Great to see JB. And as I say, Mitsubishi Mate, it's a great company as well too. I drive one of their cars every single day of my life so far. It's a fantastic vehicle. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get a free plug for a car. Meanwhile,
settle down, Gazy.
Yeah, if Gazy can get one, surely we can. Meanwhile, Watson's short on that one.
I think we're about 18,000 points and about 7 MVPs short, Ronnie. We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. Of course, Gazy down here next week as the Melbourne Tigers will come in the town, and we'll touch more on that next week in our preview show by our YouTube channel. Meanwhile, Positive from D, yes.
Everything's going for Ballarat, and that championship title, Ronnie, I don't know whose waist it's going around, but that'll be one hell of a celebration for their player of the game.
I'm going to say, throwing the question with the championship belt, JB, as McDaniel knocks down the 2. I'll be interested to hear what they've got to answer with that belt that they're carrying around.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I'll tell you what they are carrying now, a massive offensive load, and they are just converting everywhere you like right now. Ball through sets of hands, getting the looks they want.
Yep, and Rudolph once again gets the 2. He's up to 30 for the game.
There's another one, a massive game by Rudolph, and again, he hasn't just scored, he's dominated.
As Watson goes up and rejected there by Rudolph and Pozoglu. Watson wanted the foul, but Watson not getting the call.
As Richards comes in, so it'll be Watson, Richards, Bairstow, McDaniel, and Zach White. And this game again back out of hand, 17 points, 79-62.
McDaniel working his way through, looking to go. Gets the tip. Yes.
Credit Zach White with the points. But again, now it's got to be that extensive pressure from Hobart because Ballarat are just getting too easy a movement with this one.
So ball with Pozoglu. Cowbells going off in the background. Davison fake into, Rudolph couldn't pull that one in.
4-on-2 break.
McDaniel into Bairstow. Bairstow up and the 2.
Yeah, easy basket there for JB. So this one just tightening up a little bit more here now at 13.
It just feels a bit odd, doesn't it, JB?
It feels bigger than 13.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because the Chargers are coming from so far behind now, and Ballarat just controlled the second half of this game.
Bosby, now Rudolph. In turn to Lloyd. Lloyd, good defensive work there by White. Lloyd needs to get busy. And offensive foul has been assessed on Jake Lloyd.
That has brought the bench and the crowd right up in this one. And now for Hobart, again, they're getting a couple of stops here. They're getting a couple of easy looks. They need to harness that energy. They need to harness that pressure. And again, they just need to look forward and see for some execution on this shot here.
Jake Lloyd on 4 fouls. And 13 points on margin here. Watson working his way through. Watson, backdoor play to Richards.
Block from behind.
Get that out of here, he says. Good defensive play by the Miners.
Get out of here.
And the finger waving from the Ballarat bench as well, too.
Good Lord.
Grief.
Get out of here, he says. And that's their rim protection tonight, Ronnie, has been spot on. They would have saved easily 8-9 shots right at the rim there with that rim protection.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Lloyd trying to make up for that offensive foul. Went the whole way around the key. Now Davison working his way in. One-on-one with Watson. Davison goes up and 2 on the fadeaway.
Yeah, timeout there for Coach Matt Bennell. And understandable too. I mean, in that situation, though, that's just better offense over good defense, Ronnie. It's really clear on that one there. The margin's now back out to 15, 4:41. You're asking Hobart to essentially score a quarter of their points with an eighth of the game remaining. I don't like the maths.
Yeah,
From a Hobart standpoint, I don't like that maths,
No.
whether it's because I'm not good at it or whether the fact that it just doesn't add up from an attacking standpoint there. But you can hear the silence in this crowd. That is the rumble of the sound effects that you're hearing at the moment. Ballarat just dominant. Again, you look at halftime, the scores were 40-43. The scores now are 81-66. You know, that 26 points to Hobart's one thing, 38 points in favour there of, 38 points. It is 38 points. Correct, Justin.
Okay.
38 points to 26.
We'll take that.
38 points to 26, just the difference in that margin there. Just really pouring it on, and they're scoring wherever they want on the floor. The big thing for me is that they're scoring all over the floor. You know, they're having that ability not only at the rim, not only at deep, but that baseline short corner has just been crucial for them. That 15-foot, 17-foot elbow jumper has been crucial for them as everyone just having a bit of a look upstairs.
Has Stewie come through?
No, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so.
No,
It's drawn the attention, the ire of a few people.
yes, it certainly has.
A couple of coaches and board members up there, so I'm not too worried. There hasn't been any movement on that one.
Meanwhile, McDaniel here at the corner. McDaniel working his way through. Kick out pass. Boucher now working his way in, goes up and draws the foul.
Yeah,
He'll go to line for 2.
That was on the ground there. So scores are 81-66, 4:28, and that'll be the 5th foul there for Lloyd.
Yep. And he's out of the game.
A massive game for Jake Lloyd there, who's really been pushing the issue.
He certainly has. He certainly hasn't, by no means of a stretch, done anything less. He's certainly worked hard here tonight as Boucher gets the first to go.
So margin to 14, and a big credit again, always out to Ballarat.
If the Hobart can just get on a quick little run here, something could happen.
Got to convert key free throws like that, though, if that's going to happen.
That's right. Boucher misses the second, and now Ballarat should control.
And they're getting wherever they want on the floor too, which is another key positive for Ballarat, Ronnie. They're not really being restricted in their zones.
So, ball goes up by...
Get out of here, says McDaniel.
Rejected by McDaniel. Good defensive play. Now Hobart need to convert on this end of the floor. McDaniel started to play. Can't finish it, though.
Besto tried to knock that one and save.
Yep, and now Posaglu. Back to Davison here. And just under 4 minutes to go now. Dunmore tiptoeing his way on that sideline. And back to Davison
and
here.
Good composure from Ballarat there. Really good defence and whatnot from Hobart. Oh, from the car park!
Davison from deep. Can't get it to go. Good and foul on the play, and that's going to be assessed on Sam McDaniel. So just on the rebounding contest there, made some contact with the arm.
Yeah, really contesting that ball. And, of course, the hard thing if you don't get that clean rebound, player going up for a shot, highly likely to give away 2. So 3:38, 81-67. Chance to make this at least a 15-point game.
And first one there for Rudolph. Up to 31 now.
The crowd trying their best.
They still trying to make some noise, which is good. So a few people had some quiet ones tonight.
Absolutely, but 16 points again
Watson.
for Ballarat.
Oh!
Nice drive there. Goaltender will count.
Yeah.
So 14 points again, but the key here for Hobart is they need to get a clean stop. They can't afford to just, freely come down and, we tried for 23 seconds, gave up points. No points allowed here for Hobart. 83 points looks to be the winner for me, Ronnie.
Yep. Dunmore finds an opening and scores off that nicely for Zach Dunmore.
Just too easy there off that elbow. Drove into the lane. Plenty of space. Got that off glass. And it looks like the bench is starting to open up a little bit here for Hobart.
Looks like Hargraves, Ferguson, Roby to check in. Now, Watson puts it to the floor. Kick out. McDaniel from deep. Yes.
Yeah, nice shot there by Sammy Mack. He has moved up the scoring ranks here to 16 points. Devon Watson with 17 to Sam McDaniel, 26 to Devon, but of course Rudolph just dominating here with a 30-piece. Big on the road.
Absolutely. It's going to be a huge road win, and that will give Ballarat a lot of confidence going into tomorrow night in Ulverstone as well too, with that doubleheader being played up in Alby. Meanwhile, the shot better go up by the Miners. Yeah, that's
Carry.
a carry.
Yeah, carry violation there.
So Ferguson to come in along with Hargraves and Roby, and we're clearing out for Boucher.
And that'll be Sam as well.
Sam.
So I think what they're going to look to do is a little bit of preservation of the starting lineup heading into tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The margin is 13, but it's because of the way this game is being played, it's an answerable 13. If it's shot to shot right now with this margin, it's not going to work. And for Ballarat, that's how they want to keep it too, because the game has been played on their terms since that buzzer beater at half-time. They have dominated.
Watson creates his own shot. He wanted to foul the process. But he knocks that one down. We're back to 10 here.
Yeah, I think he thought he drew some contact there, but nonetheless, that shot goes off. Again, 10 points.
Let's see, Bosby. Nice little move. Now, can he convert? No.
Richards is going to need to be big on these glass here, but he's going to be battling Rudolph, who at this stage, Ronnie, you'd think's got the medal.
Watson, and a quick foul there, and
that'll be their 4th team foul. So the other side of things here for Ballarat, As McDaniel comes in, you're going to take Roby out again.
Yeah, I think they might be sensing something here, JB.
Yeah.
Just with that Devon 3, all of a sudden the game changes there a little bit. So let's see what Hobart can execute on this play. Watson, now Richards. Richards looking for options. Needs a little bit of help. Hobart very stagnant on their offense. Watson, though, can't get that 3 to go. And now all of a sudden there needs to be a quick stop here, you would think, by the Chargers. But Ballarat to slow this one down here. The clock is in their favour as Davison will wind this one down.
And this is their best option to do as well, Ronnie.
Absolutely. Davison now looking for it, and ball goes out of play. So Ballarat to get it back here. Now 26 to go. Interesting to see what we can do here.
Hobart is going to need a basket here, but for Ballarat, again, keep playing this basketball for you. Keep playing these stops as Hargrave need a bit of direction there from the coaching staff.
I think so. McDaniel from deep. Yes.
Big basket.
Back to 7.
So it could be a stop here for Hobart, but for Ballarat, true clock, look for a good shot.
Hobart, the bench is getting up and about here as well too. Can we sense a miracle on Creek Road? Tozaglu to deny it. Yes!
Big shot there by Nick Tozaglu.
From Nick Tozaglu.
Wham, bam, jam. Thank you, ma'am. I think Nick Tozaglu just called game, Ronnie.
Yep, and I think the coaching staff sense that from Hobart. Richards for the response. Yes, back to 7 we go. Timeout called.
Ballarat want to reassess. And Benelin, you can see Benelin and Vanderkamp here.
No, they're going to wave off Rudin and Clark.
Are they waving off the subs?
Yeah, again, if Hobart keep making shots, JB, they're going to have to keep that line up out on the floor.
It'll be interesting to see how we go here. 88-81, 7-point margin. They would need a basket, they would definitely need a stop, and they would definitely need a bomb. At that point, the pressure does go onto Ballarat to go into a conservative style of play. But also if you're Ballarat, you have controlled the game for the second half.
Yes.
Do not go away from what has worked for you. Continue to move the ball. Continue to execute. Second side, third side. Run your clock down. Get the shot you want, not the shot they give you. And a lot of people get confused with that because at the end of the day, yeah, you might see him take an open 3, but it's the 5th option. It's the guy who shouldn't be taking the open 3. Right now, you want someone like Rudolph to have the ball in their hands. As I just have a look, you're wanting Dunmore to probably get the ball in his hands as well, and you're wanting Thosby and Pozoglu. So, I mean, 4 out of 5 there. Realistically, Davidson's the last guy that they're going to want to have the ball in their hand. And they're going into that trapping defence.
And Hobart, and then Rudolph here for the touchdown pass, yes!
Yeah, see, and that's just the execution they need. So back on the break once again here for Hobart.
Richards looking for a quick fire 3, goes for the quick 2 and gets it to go, back to 7.
Got to keep the pressure up here, Hobart. Ballarat, though,
Quick
they've worked
double.
through it.
And now Dunmore into Rudolph once again, and that's just too easy by the Miners.
But it's getting the ball up and down the floor. There's a lot of clock left here, Ronnie.
It is, and then a quick fire 3 by Richards there. Don't necessarily think that was the plan there, but...
83-92, Hargrave with the take foul.
Yeah, so 24 and a half, and that will pretty much see us out.
As they're going to send Stewart and Clark.
They are now going to send the 2.
And that's not the former test bowler.
No, it's not, no.
So that'll be Stewart, Clark and Bruton that'll come on. They were there with Ferguson and Hargrave to end this game. And, of course, big spells as well for Ballarat, who are very, very happy with themselves. Thosby and Rudolph heading off.
And Talbot is back in along with Brooks. So here we go. Final play, you would think. Yeah, but
they've got one more basket to put up here, Ballarat.
I was going to say both to either. No, Hobart going to make him play here. Nice pass inside. Oh, Pozoglu with a 2-hand.
That is the full stop and the execution. That's the wham, bam, jam. Thank you, ma'am.
Clark with the, Pozoglu with the exclamation point. Clark can't get the 2 to go. Talbot with the rebound. And
that will do.
That will do. We'll send JB down
Yibbida.
Send JB down to the floor.
We'll look to get Mr. Rudolph, I think.
Yes, we will, JB. Final scores here is Ballarat 94, Hobart 83, and what was an up and down game, so to speak. And Ballarat just controlling that game from 0 to go, and they certainly it certainly did look good as we get Chobe just double checking. Chobe just waltzing around here. Meanwhile, really good game by Ballarat. Ballarat playing an exceptional game and did a really good job of controlling. Hobart did make their runs throughout. Now, I think there's some positives to take out of that game, but Hobart are going to have to bounce back tomorrow night against Knox, and we're just going to have to see how they fare. That is for sure. Both teams in their huddle. We're going to get JB very shortly as well too. As both teams are in their huddle, and a few words being spoken in the huddle, and probably discipline as well too will be a key issue here for the Chargers as well. A few technical fouls tonight as well as the fans roll out of here. And Ballarat in their huddle. Ballarat will take on the Northwest Thunder tomorrow night in the women's game. It will be in the women's game, it will be Ballarat taking on Launceston up there as well too. Up in Ulverston, I should mention as well too. We're still live on the air, folks. So, and the Ballarat Miners give their applause to, well, there's a few away fans that have made the trip down. Great to see them. But Ballarat are very happy. And JB might be coming back up for a quick update here. All right, they're going to award the Anzac Day medal, and then we'll get JB to chat with our player of the game. We think it will be Tyler Rudolph, just quietly, and Hobart probably need to stay out on the floor here, as per protocol. But an entertaining night of basketball. Of course, in the women's game, it was Hobart getting the win over Ballarat in a low, scrappy grind affair. And then in the men's game, of course, Ballarat getting the win here by 11 in the end. A spirited kind of fight back towards the end. And Hobart just falling short. Good execution by Ballarat, who shot the ball very well at a very good clip. And we'll just try and get some stats up for you now while we're waiting on these presentations. Let's have a look here. And yeah, Ballarat shooting quite well from the field at with their 2-pointers at 48%. Then their threes were not too bad at 36. Mind you, these are the stats from three-quarter time. So let's reload and let's have a bit of a look. But Rudolph absolutely shot the lights out. 36 points. Undoubtedly did well. Had good support there by Pozoglu with 19 as well. And a good game all round, and of course Davison with 10, who was very pivotal in that point guard role as well. So Devin Watson leading the way with 29 points for Hobart. Sam McDaniel with 20, and Jacob Richards with 11 there as well too. So, and again, the shooting percentage is 59% from the twos there for Ballarat, shooting at a great clip. 34% from the three as well too. They did knock down some really good shots. Meanwhile for Hobart struggling from the field a little bit there at times. 33% from the land of plenty, and 46% from twos, and 42 the whole field goal range as well. Interesting to see 77 shots for Hobart and 76 for Ballarat. So pretty much even throughout, and then as we go down there. The big difference there, 55 rebounds defensively for Ballarat as well too. That was huge. 46, and now we'll go down on court live for the Anzac Day medal. So we're just waiting on some confirmation here. Hobart warming down on the floor. Ballarat just waiting around. JB back up with us here in the commentary booth at the moment.
Yeah, just waiting there, Ronnie. We're going to get confirmation on the Anzac medalist. And then we will look to hopefully...
I think we'll get Tyler Rudolph, is that right?
Yeah, Tyler Rudolph will be our aim.
Yep.
Or our Anzac medalist, of course, Ronnie.
Which I still think will be Tyler Rudolph.
It might be Tyler Rudolph as well.
Yes. So pack down the court. They might just want to hold up with it. Packing up, you see. Nick Possiblu is Anzac Day medalist as he goes up to accept it from, that is one of the Liberal MPs there for Tasmania as well too. I just can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway, yeah, we'll get Nick Possiblu for a chat as we'll keep the effects mic up. We'll turn JB up as well too. We'll see here. Hang on, we'll turn that one down. Let's see. All right, so JB's going to join Nick Possiblu here. Anzac Day medalist.
Yeah, mate, she's all good.
All right, JB, over to you.
Over to Nick Possiblu, the Anzac medalist for the men's game. Mate, that was a bumper tight battle in the first term. Big buzzer beater going into the half, and then you guys with some real momentum in that third quarter really put the game away.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a tough game coming down here. Like, you get off the plane, your legs are tired, but there's just no excuses. They're a great team. They've got a great bunch of guys. So, yeah, it was a battle, but thankfully we came out on top.
Real grind there in that first half, as we mentioned. You guys really executing on all ends of the floor, getting it done offensively, wherever you wanted it, defensively, really accountable. Yep. What's the real... what's the mission of this team here? Are you guys really wanting to build defence into offence, or you just know that scoring's going to come?
I think we know the scoring can come, but I mean, we had an absolutely horrible weekend last weekend where we went down to Nunawading on the Saturday. Put it quite frankly, they kicked our ass, and we wanted to make a big emphasis this week about executing both offensively and defensively, and not just doing it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doing it for 40 minutes. We knew that coming in here tonight, we had to do it for 40 minutes against Hobart, and we got the job done. Third term opened up the scoring really, really well. That buffer got it out to about 7-18. Hobart really tried to push through. You guys really seemed to hold that buffer. What was key for you guys there in holding that margin and maintaining control of the game? I think every time they hit a big shot, we didn't drop our heads. We didn't go far. They've got great players. Like Watson, he shoot from anywhere. McDaniel's a great player. Bairstow's a great player. They've just got a good roster. So when you play against great guys, they're going to hit shots, whether you play outstanding defense or not. So I think it was just always that next play mentality. And it just felt like every time they came down and hit a big shot, we'd go back down the other end and hit a big shot as well. So it helps with that scoreboard pressure when you can trade buckets rather than giving up 3 in a row. Just a couple of quick ones here. Number one, what's the championship belt about? We saw that brought in, and we thought it was like the wrestling title, a boxing title. What's the go with the championship belt? It looks sensational. So Paul Todorovic, who is quite a big name in Ballarat, he was a coach, ex-player. He's the rebounding coach this year, and he's pretty eccentric dude, loves his wrestling, so he thought he'd do something for the team and bring out a wrestling belt, and whoever gets the most rebounds or whoever's the most expiring on the rebounding end, it's got a big plate on it that says Ballarat Miners, no rebounds, no championship. So that's what that is. But yeah, don't worry. If you walk in carrying it around, you get a few weird looks looking at you. I was a little worried he was in the wrong kind of convention. Of course, up the highway tomorrow night, mate, against the Northwest Thunder. Of course, Hobart, Northwest Thunder, Ballarat, Ringwood, Knox, the Rangers, all in that sort of area of the ladder there. 2-0 could send you guys into the 8. Going 0-2 could have seen you guys as low as 16. How key is it to get a good recovery tonight, hit the road, and really play hard tomorrow up in the Northwest? Oh, it's absolutely key. I mean, we don't want to come down here, have one great game and just rest on our laurels. We need to do everything we can tonight so that we give ourselves every single chance to win tomorrow night. Yeah, they haven't travelled, but, I mean, that's just what it is. There's no excuses from us. Like I said, we need to do whatever we can, but it's going to be a tough game tomorrow night. Thanks again, Nick. Well done on the Anzac medal. Well done on the performance. Good luck tomorrow night. Back to you, Ronnie. All right, thank you very much, JB there. JB with Nick Possiblu there, Anzac Day medalist, and had a great game as well too. And really interesting to hear about the championship belt, and the one that gets the most rebounds gets to hold that title for a day or for the weekend or whatever it might be. But that's absolutely fantastic to hear.
Our coverage continues tomorrow night back here at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre as the Hobart Chargers take on the Knox Raiders. We will be on air from 5:25 in the women and 7:25 in the men. Of course, it's an earlier start tomorrow night, 5:30 and 7:30 respectively. We will wrap things up here more tomorrow in a more post-game analysis and try and cover the two games. And then, of course, you'll catch us on Chargers TV throughout this week as well too. We will sign off here from Hobart. I trust you've enjoyed our coverage. Again, the final score here, Ballarat 94, Hobart 83. We'll see you tomorrow night for the game against Knox.